What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Taking a Rizk with George. I'm gonna do another one of my walk-arounds. I haven't been around the entire property yet, so we're gonna check it out. It's a beautiful day, of course. I love that it's raining. I love that it's cold. So stay tuned for that. Alright, so as you can see, it's of course nice and sunny. Everything's dry. Wrong, that's not what's going on here. It is raining, it is cold, but this is absolutely 100% my favorite time of year. I love the way this all looks. Look at how vibrant, bright, and beautiful that green is. I don't know, this is grass and moss mixed together, but look at that. I love it. I love the dark brown of the trees because of the moisture. I love the bright green of the grass and all the other growths because of the moisture. I just love it. Look at that, there's flowers. How could you not enjoy springtime? Winter's gone, hopefully officially. Look at that, you got birds flying around. That's my favorite thing. I think that's why I absolutely enjoy springtime, is because winter is gone. The snow has melted, the cold is starting to become warm. Look at this is cool. This is all drainage rocks, I believe. But I found these steps. Now I actually work just right there. Look, that's my laptop. I was sitting there going through emails and stuff like that, editing a little bit, and I was watching these rocks. And I saw a chipmunk, one of my absolute favorite animals because of Chippendale. I loved it growing up. I don't spend enough time talking about chipmunks because I absolutely, they get kind of like sideswiped by all the bigger, cooler animals, but chipmunks are absolutely cool. Look at that, there's a little hole right there. He just literally was just dancing. He or she, could be a girl, doesn't matter. Chippa or Delilah, there we go. Chippa or Delilah, could have been either one of those. She was just running, he was just running back and forth. I'm trying to edit over there, editing right there, just trying to do it. Just kept watching. I could have made a whole video of how frequent he or she kept popping out. And it was just too cool. I had to come out here and check it out. I love it. Love it. Maybe if I sit here long enough and just wait, it'll come back. But it is cold, so let's keep moving and see what else we can find. Heading up these awesome stairs. This is just too nice. Like, this property is absolutely gorgeous. I think I remember Jeremy saying it's 8 or 12 acres, something like that. I don't really, I pay attention, but I get so lost in actually like looking around while people are talking to me. That's just how I am. That details come in, sometimes they go out. I think that's a marker right there. I think a property marker, maybe not. But that's the chicken coop. That's where I'm headed right now. We're gonna be heading in here later on today. Jeremy wants it to stop raining and maybe warm up a little before he actually gets in there, but I can already hear them. I don't mind the rain. This type of cold does not bother me as much as winter cold. It's not bone biting, as I like to say. I can deal with this cold, wearing hoodie and jeans, as you can see. Got my Walmart waterproof work boots on. They're doing a great job keeping my feet warm and insulated. But let's get in here and see how the chiquitas are doing. Uh-oh, this lock's a fancy lock. There we go. Figured it out. All right, I hear you in here. We're gonna open this so that it doesn't come slamming like a salmon. Which, if you've never seen that movie, The Slammin' Salmon, I highly suggest you check it out. It's a pretty good movie. What's up, chickies? Oh, look at you. You guys are in that awkward phase, but I swear you guys are looking better day by day. More and more like chickens. They tell me I have a voice that could soothe even the wildest of beasts. I don't believe it, but I'm sure. We're gonna build you guys such an amazing coop. Bachelors and bachelorettes. You guys are gonna be living the life here on Camp Hales 2. I think that's what this place is called. Camp Hales Retreat, or the Hales Retreat. It's gonna be a Hales of a good time. So one thing I've always been super duper interested in, which I'm not sure if they got the idea from me or if that's just something they thought of on their own because of the previous owner being a beekeeper, but I've always wanted to be a beekeeper, and I'm pretty sure I talked about that on my channel before. And just right in here is where they plan on doing their beekeeping, which I think is an absolutely perfect location because one, you've got the chickens right there, and then two, this entire field supposedly is where they did their beekeeping because this was all clover. This entire field was all clover. Now I told Jeremy I'm more than happy to plant anything else besides for clover. I love clover honey, but I'm a huge fan of not necessarily trademarking, but like distinct flavors of things. I always want to change things up. Like I'm a type of, like a cherry Pepsi type of guy, or cherry Coke, vanilla Coke. I love the original, but I love switching it up and making different flavors and seeing what we can come up with and create. Now the problem is if you start mixing too much, like let's say you have clover and orange leaf and all other types of flavors, what'll happen is the bees will collect from all of it. They don't pick just one and then come back and put it in the hive. They collect from all of it. So you'll get a huge mixture of that flavor. And then you won't be able to make a distinctive flavor. It'll just be like a huge hodgepodge of flavors, and it won't be, I'm not gonna say good, it'll definitely be good, it just won't be distinct. You won't get that strong citrus flavor or that strong lavender flavor, which I don't really care for, but it's still a nice idea to do for. I like the idea of having like an orangish honey, you know, or, you know, there's lemon plants too. Little flowers that do create some type of lemon-ish flavor, and I think that would be great for teas because I love putting lemon in my tea. So why not do lemon and honey all in one and get yourself a lemon honey tea all in one? And there's even ginger plants that you can do and have a lemon honey ginger plant concoction of honey that will be absolutely delicious in your teas. So why not? And then of course right next to the chicken coop, so you got the babes, and then you've got the she shed. And this is of course where George will be doing all her work. I don't think I'm allowed in there just yet. I'm not sure. I haven't asked for permission, which, you know, it's always easier to ask for forgiveness than it is for permission. But in this case, I'd like to stay alive. So we're gonna go ahead and skip that and walk down. Look at how gorgeous. And pine trees, absolutely magnificent. And then just openness. And I was taking the motorbike over here earlier. We were jumping. That was a lot of fun. I was showing them how to actually jump a bike properly without breaking it. But of course, I do weigh a lot less than the perp who actually did break it, so that does help. I was able to take off safely and land safely, which is something I've never done before, but I am able to conquer stuff like that because I just put my mind to it. It's nothing special. It's just, I know I have the capabilities, so even if I'm scared of getting hurt, I know I have the capabilities of doing it safely, which is something I'm proud of myself for. So I was able to, I didn't realize the bike had such great suspensions, which gives it a lot of lift. So if you push down that bike, it comes way up. So I got some pretty decent air. And then of course, what happens is, let me show you, this is where we land, just right here in this area. So when you land, you're landing about right here, and the bike is not stopping. You're going about 20 miles per hour. This is where I was hitting. You can see there's a little lift of rocks right here, and these do not make you stop. These make you roll. And of course, that's the next part if you roll too far. And then something I noticed, I had to point it out, I'm not sure if Jeremy ever pointed it out, but look at that one random amazing blue rock. I fell in love with this rock yesterday. That's where I noticed it. I figured I'd show it. Just one of those things. Oh, I better put it back the way I found it. I think that's how I found it. There we go. All right, next step is the creek. Before I get there, I do want to talk about my cute little car. This is a Kia Niro. That's N-I-R-O. I call him Robert. A lot of people don't get the joke, but it's Robert D. Niro. Ha 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 ha. But there's something going on with my tire. I don't know what it is. I've had this tire replaced 3 times now, and just it always goes flat. But George told me that it might be an issue with the rim, so I keep my I don't know if we'll be able to see it, but there it is right there, my rigid compressor in the car with me, because I'm always having to refill that tire up. So if anybody in the chat or anybody in the viewing of this video knows something I can do about this tire, but I've already checked that there's definitely no nails in it. Like I said, I've had it replaced 3 times and it just does not hold air. It slowly seeps. I get about, if I don't touch it, I get about 2 days worth of air in it before it becomes almost flat. Anything longer than that, it's definitely flat. So after 1 day, I get the little sensor that says, you know, you need to fill up your tire. But let's go ahead and get away from that. It was fun. See you, Robert. Take it easy, buddy. Enjoy the nice little wash that you're finally getting. We're gonna go down here and look at this beautiful green lush. Love it. Love, love, love. Can't wait for these to all be bloomed and have greenery back in here. Love these stairs. I'm gonna help Jeremy. He doesn't know yet. I'm gonna help him redo them. I think they've been worn out. I would like to see like a poly type of wood put in here. See, there's like the stripping is coming off, and this is to help so that you don't slip and fall. So stuff like that needs to be replaced. But we've got such big ideas. He doesn't know yet, but I've got so many big ideas that I'm going to introduce to him slowly because they've got a lot on their plate. So as soon as there's time, I'm going to let them know that this is what we need to do. This is what has to be done. Jeremy loves my ideas. I'm the idea guy. So I'm going to let them know that there's a lot that needs to be done that'll make this place pop and super cool, super fun to hang out. But there it is. There's the creek. You guys saw him jump not too far. On the other side of that, he jumped in. But I tried actually coming through here the other night, and it was about midnight, and I had a black light, which I thought was a good one. It was a terrible. I thought it had a big, you guys have seen it on my channel before if you watch my channel frequently. I've had it on the live. It's a really big black light, but I found out that it's absolutely terrible. It might look like it's good, but it's not. So I need to figure out how to get one that's actually a good quality. I was super excited because I only spent $12 on it and had all those little LED bulbs, but I should have known. I should have known. It's one of those things that it wasn't going to be good for anything besides for like up close. It literally, this was pitch black, nothing. I couldn't even see the light. I had to like put it all the way down to the ground just to see some of the ground with the ultraviolet light. So once again, I'm asking you guys, if you know any type of ultraviolet light that's really bright, really nice, will help me find any type of rock or anything that'll glow. Please go ahead, put it in the comment below, or even email me. You guys have my email, it's in the description. That would be wonderful. I'd love to come out here on a nice dark night and just go through this entire creek, because that's actually one of the plans that we have. We want to go all the way down. Look at this. This thing goes. It goes around the river bend there, and it just keeps going. So I'd love to be able to search this entire creek and look for anything that glows, anything that might stand out as something unique. I think that'd be super cool to show. And I'd love to just find, and we're also thinking about panning the creek because we have been told that there is gold in Ohio and you can't actually find it. So hopefully we'll get some panning equipment, and that'll be another video. All right, so this area right here, this is the area where it's all gonna go down. Me and Jeremy have already talked about it, and it was his idea. But this beautiful big flat area, we're gonna clear it out, and this is gonna be where I set up my tent, and this is where I'm gonna live for the rest of my life. It's just right here on the property, right with the creek side. You know, that's gonna be my property, technically, not really, not even close. But no. What we're actually gonna do, clear this out and make like a huge picnic area, bonfire area. We're gonna build maybe forts and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure we talked about this on his channel. And it's gonna be so nice. We're gonna build chairs and tables, picnic benches, and just fun activities for the kids. There's literally parking right here, so we can literally just come in, stop right there, and come enjoy the party that's gonna go on. There's gonna be a pergola with lights and all kinds of cool stuff. So this is gonna look absolutely amazing. I cannot wait. This summer is gonna be filled with fun building things and activities as well. Building is the fun part for me, and then watching everybody enjoy it is the next fun part. So stay tuned for all that as well. Let's walk around this creek a little bit and see what we can find. I almost shut the camera off just now because I wanted to make this jump, and I figured you guys might as well come with me. Ugh. Not too bad. Missed the water. Actually landed pretty far, but not as bad as I thought it was. I still got it in me. You're only as old as you think you are, and as capable as your body is. That's the more important part, because you can think you're 5 years old, but you're 105 years old. If you do something like I just did, you can completely crumble your butt. So I don't suggest that. Don't use my mentality. My mentality is very out there and wonky, so work to your limits. That's all I can say. But that was a fun little activity, and I'm going to have to seek medical attention for what I just did to my toe. Yeah, this is all going to be panned. Uh-oh, these are waterproof. I'm trusting them now. I just got to make sure I don't go below the laces there, or above the laces, I guess, technically. So I should be okay to walk through this. And I want to climb that so bad. Look at that. That's a nice little access up to the house. I want to climb it so bad. These boots are great. They're waterproof. They're slip resistant, as I just slipped on a nice slippery rock. But there's just something about old tree trunks that are just extra slippery. I remember that from my childhood. So we're not going to take it. I've never gone this far. So this is awesome. I do want to see what's beyond this. And I've asked Jeremy several times, how far does this creek go and how much do you actually own? And his response is always just all of it. And it's a joke, of course. We know he doesn't own all of it, but it's just, you know, this leads into just woods, just wooded areas. So who knows how far it actually goes before we'll get in trouble, which is something we're always willing to push the boundary on. We want to see how far we can go before we get in trouble. So I'm going to walk a little bit more and see if I can find anything interesting. Arrowheads would be absolutely cool. That's definitely something he wants to look for, and I know I'm going to look for right now since I have the opportunity. All right, so I'm on the other side of that log. You can see it behind me there. And I'm just going to walk and look. So pardon me while I look and walk. Oh, look at this. I love it. Absolutely love the growth and greenery. Now, I want to see this whole area is obviously creek bed, but of course there's not that much water right now, which doesn't make sense to me because it's been raining, it's been wet. I'm pretty sure this whole thing can fill up, can and will at some point fill up. I don't think that's the only creek, but of course with erosion and stuff like that, it does find path of least resistance, so this may just overflow maybe into this area. You can definitely tell this is definitely, water has come through here, has and will come through here. There's water that's been through there. It may have been a while with these leaves. There's those little markers and indicators. This log is gorgeous. This is technically something we could reuse and make into benches. So that would be cool. So let's take a look at this water, see if we can find anything that looks out in the ordinary. There could be fossils here. There could be arrowheads. There could be gold. There could just be gold nuggets, gold flakes. It's very unlikely, but it is very possible. Jeremy was informing me yesterday or the day before, we were walking around and seeing some black sand, and he said that's typically an indicator that if there's black sand, there can be gold. There's not that there will be gold, it's just one of those indicators. Oh, look at that, look at that, look at that. We definitely found something. Let's see. That is fossils. Look at that. Immediately found some fossils, which I am going to take this up to the house and show Jeremy and George. Look at that! Oh my goodness! What are the odds that we immediately found something? That makes me want to continue looking, and I wasn't even looking that hard, but that wasn't a pretty easy to find location. What's this? This may be a fossil, I don't know. It was broken open, and I wish I knew more about types of rocks to look for that when you bust them open, you can find fossils in them. I know there's indicators, and I learned them a long time ago, but a lot of that information just got lost with new information. I'm always processing something, always learning something new. What happens is stuff that I love, stuff that I enjoy, you don't get out and be able to do that as much, so you just lose that information. And I hate that. I hate that. But we are not computers like that. We aren't meant to store everything. We do have to make room. We are limited, so I'm gonna keep looking. This is an absolute killer find, and I'm so curious as to who we can take this to determine. To me, these look like. Let me switch the camera. They look like some type of worm, maybe some type of tube, maybe some type of trilobite. That looks like it could be clam, maybe tiny scallops. Absolutely killer. So glad I found this. And this is early morning. This is before 10 o'clock, so I've got the whole day ahead of me, and this just made my day. Super duper exciting. Let's keep looking. I want to get into this water. I didn't bring my muck boots or whatever people call them. That's what I call them. Oh, now I'm looking like super hard. Oh, what's that? Oh, just a pretty rock. But look at this. See, this is something that I would have loved to have found with the black light, because if this shines, some type of fluoride or something like that, that would be absolutely cool. I'm going to hold on to this one as well just because it's a really nice pebble, I don't know, river rock, whatever you guys want to call them. I love the ones that shine, because look, this reminds me of Petoskey hunting up in Kelly's, and that's what I'm looking for. Anything that just stands out like that, that just shines really bright. Definitely something I want to check out. There's so much brown. Uh-oh. So it easily stands out, and I love it. I could spend hours upon hours upon hours upon hours upon days, quite honestly, just out here looking and searching for anything that could be interesting. This is such a crazy rock. It almost looks like a tooth to me. We're gonna hold on to that one as well. Oh, look, there's so many different colors right there, just shining differently. And those are the things you want to check on. This water is absolutely freezing, but I don't mind getting my hands wet for you all. No, I think that's just a regular rock. It's pretty, but it's just a regular rock. And there's another one of those white ones. I should have brought George's fanny pack with me. But then again, she'd probably open up her fanny pack later, because I'd probably forget, because we get onto another project like the chickens or something. She'd just open it and just be full of river rocks. Not that she'd mind, it would just be a nice little funny surprise. It'd be funny to catch her reaction on stuff like that. So let's see what else we can find, where else we can go. I love it. I cannot wait to get a better blacklight and really get into this, because there's so many different stones, so many different things to look at. I'd love to find some creatures, but I'm being a little loud. Look at that, I love that. Beautiful. Oh, that looks like it could come flying at me at any moment, so I better move. It's wet out here, so there's a higher chance of mudslides, of course. And with the sound of my echoing voice, things could move. Look, see, stuff has already come sliding down the hill at some point. I wish I could see different layers. That's kind of weird. I wonder if this is more man-made than natural, because you would think there'd be different layers with how. That's got to be at least 40 feet up. So you would think. Well, let's take a look. What is this? Yuck, what is that? Yuck. I touched it with my bare hands. Oh, I love lifting up big rocks. Oh, come on, creatures. Nothing. Let's put that back the way it was. Oh, the creek actually goes that way now. Didn't even realize I wasn't in the creek anymore. I want to be closer to the water. With more water comes more movement of stuff. It's obvious. I don't have to tell you guys that. More uncovering, that's the thing. This movement moves sand, moves smaller rocks out of the way. Rocks that are hiding stuff inside of it become smaller rocks over time, revealing what's actually hidden inside. So stuff that's been fossilized for millions of years becomes uncovered because of this natural force that we absolutely depend on. And it is too cool. I love that idea. It just blows my mind that, you know, we've been here this much time, and, you know, the world's been around for this much time, you know, just as big. It's crazy. It blows my mind. And I love finding indicators of a time before us, you know, a time before we came and did what we did to this world. We weren't exactly the nicest to it. Some people are, but as a species in general, you know, we weren't the nicest to this place that we depend on. So, oh, I see something. I see something I like. There's this big log. Big log I got to get over. Look at that. I see it right there. Right there. I want to check that out. That's standing out to me. I got to go all the way around. Oh, I got to go all the way around to all of this. There we go, creature. A little big old water strider. I don't think there it is right there. You see it striding away. See you, buddy. We're going to see if I can get to this without slipping and sliding. I'm trying to go fast. Not that that rock is going anywhere, but there we go. Let's give it a rinse. And it's just another beautiful stone. I don't think there's anything fossilized about this one, but still beautiful. I'm gonna have to start my own stone collection. Ooh, that's nice. That would have been super duper cool if this was a mastodon tooth or a megalosaurus tooth. Cool. cool stuff to look at. More beautiful stones. And there's so much slate. That's the one thing I really like about Ohio, is that there's a lot of slate. Where there's a lot of slate, you do tend to find a lot of fossils. And I don't mean ancient fossils. They could be, you know, arrowheads were made out of slate. So there's the high opportunity to find arrowheads made out of slate, which is pretty cool. But slate is very brittle and fragile. So more than likely, most of those were destroyed over time, either by natural processes or just by, you know, people coming across it by accident, not realizing it and breaking it. But I highly doubt there's been a lot of foot traffic in here, and now there has been animals. So there's that opportunity as well for things to get destroyed. But this is too beautiful. And the other thing that I love about it, besides from my loud, annoying voice, listen. Nothing but nature, baby. This is what you pay for. At least in my opinion, this is what you pay for. You pay for that peace and quiet that I'm now disturbing. That's what you pay for. There's no cars, there's no airplanes, no helicopters, no people, besides for me. And I may very well be the first person to walk on this creek bed in hundreds of years. You know, I don't think this is definitely not man-made, this is natural. So it's very possible that I'm the first person to be here in that long. And these rocks, I could be the first person in millions of years to put hands on them. So I love that idea. I love that idea that I could be the first and last person to ever touch these. Ever, in the whole existence of people. You know? It's just such an interesting concept to me. Time is just so incredible. Never stops for nothing. Nothing stops time. Besides for the force of God himself, but nothing stops time. It marches on no matter what. And the size of it is impeccable. Impeccable. Alright, so I got to this very closed-in area and I absolutely love it. I think I've fallen in love. I think I found my favorite part of the entire property. Oh gosh. Woo! We're not gonna die. We could. It's hard with one hand, but I'm gonna do my best to get here and get out alive. And this is definitely found a nice place for me to sit and just think, maybe do other things. I didn't bring a bucket with me, but of course with the nice moving water, you never know. Look at that, it's got its own little waterfall over there. Let's get closer, take a better look at that. I love this log just laying here, just absolutely massive. This thing is huge and it's just protecting this area. Look at all the rocks to look through. Oh man, this is beautiful. I love it. Let's get a closer look. Oh, look at that. That right there could be something important. I just have to take a better look at it in a minute. I want to see this first. This beautiful little rapid area. Look at that. It's all rock. It's not pebbles, it's rock. It's one piece of rock. Look at it. There's all the slate. There you go. There's the Great Slate of Ohio. So this is going to be George's hangout. Can't introduce this to anybody. Just don't tell anybody. Harry Banana, who is Chainsong? I thought it was you for a minute. But I had to let you know that a lot of the viewers noticed, and I noticed it too, that you've got some company back here. Oh no! Crisis averted, Harry Banana. Alright, so I thought I was done with this video, but I got a stern talking to from George. You're not going to realize I was done with this video. This is like way later. I filmed all the other stuff earlier, but she told me that I missed an important part of the property, which is the overlook, which is where she has her sign. So now I'm walking, there it is. There it is. So now I'm walking around. The sun finally came out several hours later. This is afternoon now. I filmed the first part in the early morning, so look at this. I haven't been here yet. I have not seen this area yet, the overlook. I was actually below the overlook. She didn't realize that. I didn't realize that. So now that I'm coming out here, I do realize that now. I was actually already at the... Check it out. That's where their sign is. The What the Hales George's Overlook. Dedicated to me, of course. I have not seen this yet. Look at all that firewood. I had no clue. Absolutely had no clue. I'm over here thinking I'm gonna be chopping wood for forever. Oh, look at that, they left sledgehammers and axes. Oh man, this all looks beautiful. I gotta take a sniff of this if you guys don't mind. All right, doesn't smell as good as I thought it would. Ha, would get it. But let's take a look. The George's overlook. I didn't know they dedicated an overlook to me, and I was also informed that there's a tree with initials, and I don't know if I'm supposed to look for it or if you guys are supposed to look for it, but we're gonna look for it together. I might not say anything if I notice it, but if you guys notice it, go ahead and say something in the comments below. But this, yeah, I was already here. Oh, look at that, it literally is. I had a feeling. It is literally the spot that I dubbed my spot. So how funny is that? Absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait to walk all of this, just traverse it. I don't know how far it goes that way, but that's all worth walking towards as well. Exploring. Oh my goodness, looking to the left. Let's fast forward. Oh, that's me just running. Oh, look at that. Look at that. There is so much to this property. I don't know if these are tulips or daisies or daisies. Well, look at that. There's a whole field. If I say look at that one more time, I'm gonna slap myself. Oh! Wow, some Tostitos. Somebody was out here eating chips and dip. Sounds like a Jeremy thing to do. Oh man, these are gorgeous. I don't think these are tulips or daisies now that I'm getting a better look at them. But this property, absolutely magnificent. And I'm actually gonna head down to the creek one more time. I'm gonna get a nice time lapse, just like I did with the sunset the other day, which I thought was absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna see what it looks like getting a time lapse of the water flowing. Now that was a hyperlapse, so what that does is it takes, that was like a 35-minute clip and it condensed it down into about 2 minutes. So we're gonna see. I don't think it'll look as good with water flowing. I think it'll look like a solid stream, which it could be cool. So we'll see. So stay tuned for that. If I do put it in the video, we'll see. I probably will anyways, regardless. All right, so I decided to take a different way down. Of course, I enjoy taking the stairs. Super easy. Oof. But this is my element right here. This is what I did all growing up in my childhood. We had wonderful acreage to play with. Play in, I guess, technically. It wasn't ours. Oh, creatures. Creatures. Making noises. Look at this. Super easy to get down. Super easy to traverse. This I love. Oh, man. I guarantee even Jeremy hasn't seen this yet. Oh, I don't want to pull that out, but I might. Look at that. Oh, man, I love it. Can't get enough of it. Oh my goodness, do you see? I don't want to say look at it, but look at it. Look at all those holes. I might start crying if I see a woodpecker, one of my favorite birds. I enjoy Woody Woodpecker, very much enjoyed him growing up. But I'm gonna set up camp somewhere down here, probably the area that I dubbed mine, which is there. And I'm gonna see if I can catch something magical. Look at all of that, so beautiful. In a hyperlapse. It's like every minute is like, I think it was every 15 minutes is 1 minute. So that's how fast the hyperlapse is. It condenses 15 minutes into 1 minute. So let's take a look and see if that comes out all right. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to enjoy some quality, quiet, peaceful time to myself. I hope you enjoyed the little walk around. There's going to be plenty more. There's so much more to explore in the property here. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.